Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are Group 4 and this is our video on the topic of Foundry for Experiment 2. These are the members of Group 4, myself Hajar Azalia binti Zainal and my two friends, Nur Amira Izzati binti Rosman and Jamal Sahrul Sa'ad. For today, we will be talking about sand casting using aluminium as the metal. I, Hajar Azalia, will be talking about on how to make the mold. Firstly, we will need some equipment to make the mold. Firstly, we need some sand, metal flask. The top one is called a cup while the bottom one is called a drag. A pattern for the mold, and for this experiment, we will be using a coin, parting powder, a ramming tool, a strickling bar, a sprue pin, a trowel, and a piece of wire. Firstly, we will take the drag, which is the bottom part of the metal flask, and turn it over like this. Then we take the coin, which is the pattern for the mold, and put it into the drag. After that, we sprinkle some parting powder into the drag and making sure it covers the coin as well. After that, we fill the drag with some sand layer by layer. When we have filled the drag with the first layer of sand, we need to ram the sand using the ramming tool. Next, we fill it with more sand and then ram it with the ramming tool. Next, we need to smoothen the top surface of the sand by using a strickling bar. When the top surface has been smoothened, we need to turn the drag over. Next, we take the top part of the metal flask, which is the cup, and attach it to the drag. Then we take the sprue pin and put it into the cup. Then we will repeat the process. We fill the cup with sand layer by layer. Then we ram the sand using the ramming tool. Then we smoothen the top surface of the sand using the strickling bar. Now we will make some vent holes using a piece of wire. After that, we have to take out the sprue pin by tapping on it once so that it can move out easily. Next, we need to take out some sand near the hole of the sprue pin so that we can pour the molten metal into the hole easily. Now, we have to take apart the cup from the drag so that we can take out the coin from the mold. The sprue pin will leave a circular mark on the top surface of the sand in the drag. We take the trowel and take out some sand to make a crater and then a gate. The function of the gate is so that the molten metal will flow from the crater to the pattern's cavity. Finally, we reattach the cup to the drag for the next process. My friend, Sister Nur Amira Izzati, will be explaining on how to pour the metal into the mold.
My name is Nur Amira Izzati binti Rosman. My matrix number is 1925134. The materials that we can use for the next steps are aluminium metals, burner, which is we can use propane furnace burner or butane gas, and then stainless steel ball. For the next step is heating up hot metal. Using a butane gas, torch melt the metal in a fireproof ball, and then stirring the last of metals and make sure all has melted. For this process, please be very careful. And for your safety, please wear gloves. For the next step is pouring hot metals into the mold. Before you put the metals, you need to skim off the slag which floats on the top. When pouring does so slowly, please use something to pick up the metals, such as use a pair of pipe grips to keep your hand well away from the metals. Pour metal into the cups until metal comes out of the vent. You need to wait for a few minutes before you open the mold.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Jamal Sahrul Sa'ad, aka Sarah, and my part in this video is by opening the mold and the end of sand casting process for the coin. Final steps: after the metal has been poured into mold cavity, step 5 is we're gonna wait for the metal to cool down, and step 6 is to open the mold to remove the metal casting, and step 7 is to clean the coin with water. And actually, manufacturing companies must wait for the molten metal to cool down when it has been poured into the mold cavity. And again, different types of metal require varied amounts of cooling time. Next, open the mold to remove the metal casting. The sixth step of sand casting involves breaking and opening the mold to remove the newly created metal casting. Step 7 is to remove the metal casting, which is the coin, so that to separate the top and the bottom molds when they have been refreshed to reveal the coin. And after that, we're gonna put the coin in a water to cool down, and during cooling we must wait for some minutes so that we can clean with pure water again with our hands. Lastly, we will clean the coin so that it has a cool looking and to be apparently visible. And typically this is the end of results. It look like this. Thank you.